The Air and Land Force commanders and their staffs must work closely together if optimum utilization of tactical air support is to be achieved. The Air Commander employs the air resources, and the Ground Commander selects targets and determines the attack priority. The basic components of the Tactical Air Control System are the Joint Command Operations Center, the Air Support Operations Center, the Tactical Air Control Party, and their associated forward air controllers. Also included are dedicated communications elements, air liaison officers, ground liaison officers, and ground attack aircraft. Basic air interdiction planning is carried out by the Joint Command Operations Center in accordance with the overall concept of operations. Air allocations are determined and passed down in accordance with perceived requirements and in response to requests. The appropriate formation staffs break down their allocation of pre-planned and immediate requests in accordance with their commander's battle plan. The Air Support Operations Center plans, coordinates, and controls offensive air support within its assigned area. It sorts and uplines requests for offensive air support and, when authorized, tasks immediate missions. It is manned by a mixture of fighter pilots who function as duty officers, intelligence and air defense specialists, and radio operators. The ASOC advises on, evaluates, coordinates, and processes tactical air support requests. It also passes intelligence and weather reports and monitors all activities impacting on tactical air support matters within its assigned area. The ASOC organization breaks down into an operations cell, an intelligence and meteorological cell, communications detachments, and a clerical section. It is normally located at Corps headquarters and depends upon that headquarters for its support. Land Force ground liaison officers are assigned to airfields and to some Air Force headquarters. They advise and assist the squadron commander by passing on information obtained from tactical air units to the appropriate land force formation. On matters concerning force operations, they portray the tactical ground situation to air personnel and assist in briefing and debriefing air crews. The officers commanding the tactical air control parties assigned to the division and brigades also function as air liaison officers. They advise on tactical air support activities, assist with coordination of ground fire and air operations within the formation, coordinate higher-level air support missions, supervise subordinate TACP activities, coordinate airspace control, and assist with suppression of enemy air defense and electronic warfare capability. The TACPs are found at division and brigade, where there are no Air Force tasking agencies. They may also be assigned to a battalion for a special operation. They provide advice to the land commander and assistance in fire support coordination of fighter ground attack operations, in concert with helicopter operations and artillery missions. They monitor the tactical air request net and pass on frontline weather reports. TACPs coordinate the activities of the air and ground forward air controllers. They also take control of and direct close air support aircraft against targets. The TACP consists of an operations substaff and FACs, along with supporting vehicles, communications equipment, and personnel. The TACP organization breaks down into an operations cell, an intelligence and communications cell, and 3 FAC detachments. It is integrated into the Fire Support Coordination Center of the appropriate formation headquarters.
Okay, he's in the pop. And Charlie 3012, target.
From an observation post, the FAC directs the action of aircraft engaged in close air support of land forces. The FAC advises on tactical air matters, coordinates the movement of aircraft with local operations, assists in identification of friendly forces to aircraft, directs aircraft against targets, passes on pilot and target weather reports, and reports results of an attack. The FAC detachment comes complete with its ground-air communications, local command net communications, and its tactical air request communications links. Others who are trained and equipped to perform the FAC function are observation helicopter crews, forward observation officers, mobile fire controllers, and reconnaissance detachment commanders. Tactical air support communications are handled within the overall air support communication structure. Good communications are indispensable to effective close air support. Offensive air support communications parallel the land commander's tactical communications and interlink at each headquarters level. The high-level tactical air command net enables the planning of joint operations and tasking at air bases. The tactical air request net is used by land force units to obtain immediate close air support and to pass results of air support missions back to the requesting headquarters. The air liaison net carries the necessary liaison on air matters for each level of command. The tactical air direction nets are used by the ASOC and the TACPs for air-to-ground liaison and by the FAC for terminal control of close support aircraft. The ground liaison officer net is used for briefing, debriefing, and the general exchange of information. In-flight reporting involves receiving pilot reports and passing them on. Offensive air support operations can be broken down into battlefield air interdiction, tactical air recce, or close air support missions. BAI and CAS missions are determined by the proximity of the desired target to friendly troops. Offensive air support requests may be initiated at any level of command. ALOs and FACs advise and assist in the transmission of pre-planned or immediate requests. Pre-planned requests are forwarded for air attacks normally required within the next 24-hour period. This gap allows for the most efficient use of tactical air power, since it permits proper target analysis, weapons planning, and aircrew briefing. The basic sequence for pre-planned close air support or battlefield air interdiction missions starts with the FAC advising the battalion commander on an air attack requirement. The request is then passed up through the brigade command net. The request is received at the brigade headquarters, consolidated, prioritized, and passed on to division. Division similarly processes the request and passes it on to the ASOC. The ASOC receives requests and advises an accept or refuse status downwards for each mission. Missions are finalized in the air tasking order, which covers the next 24-hour period. Immediate close air support requests can be used to support specific tactical situations and those which cannot be pre-planned. Rapid response is the keynote, and the time factor is in the order of a 1-hour waiting period. The FAC, in consultation with a company commander, requests a close air support mission, which is passed up the FAC's tactical air request net. The ASOC receives the request, allows a 10-minute veto delay from brigade or division, and then passes it on if the resources and other priorities so permit. The ASOC, or a TACP if previously cleared, can redirect a mission already airborne to support the request. In addition, the Airfield Operations Controller can either redirect an inbound mission or scramble an aircraft to support the request. In either case, the pilot receives a briefing and proceeds to his RV with the FAC. Tactical air reconnaissance missions are handled through intelligence channels up to the ASOC, where they are consolidated and assigned a priority. Airspace control permits ground and air operations with a minimum of mutual interference and restraint. Procedural airspace control elements include high-density airspace control zones, that is, airspace in which there is a concentrated employment of numerous and varied weapons or airspace users. Restricted operations areas, wherein restrictions are imposed on one or more airspace users. And low-level transit routes, which provide corridors through friendly air defenses and controlled or restricted airspace. Between the contact point and the initial point, the FAC takes control of the mission and provides the pilot with information on target particulars, target identification feature, run-in data, location of friendly troops, and any known hazards. The aircraft is then cleared and proceeds as per the run-in data. At the pop-up point, the aircraft gains altitude and the pilot looks for the identification feature. The FAC provides clearance to attack along with final guidance corrections. The target is attacked and the aircraft clears the target area on a prescribed heading, reporting its attack assessment to the FAC. To obtain maximum effectiveness from the tactical air control system, it is important that integrated planning and liaison activities are practiced at all levels of command, that good communications exist between all components of the system, and that the target information is timely.